Are we just Facebook lovers? If we only hold conversations in the palms of keyboards and hashtags? Are we just Facebook lovers? If we don't use our tongues and fists when you don't like the comments I'm making? Are we just Facebook lovers? If your feelings walk from Facebook to WhatsApp but never meet me in person? Are we the ugly new things that old people keep talking about? Ndivuka ekuseni, ngodola, ndizibuza basiphi esincane mathe sami, ndikhangela phi njani uthando lwakho ngazange ndalibona? How do I live for love when it kills you to say you love me? These hands aren't machines. They bleed when cut. This soul isn't a computer. It doesn't have buttons. It doesn't download answers to questions you refuse to listen to. This soul is like a child. It holds the one sweet moment from you and prays to God you give it to. Are we just Facebook lovers? You might not like me when I talk like this, but there's this mama seat I want to tell you about. Yellow boned, short, curly hair, kind of chubby. She has me. You see, I have a thing for light-skinned chicks. On Facebook, I was slowly flicking through her pics. You might not like me when I talk like this, you see. I might piss off a lot of nerds who don't have the balls to talk like this. You see, I've never really known how to talk to chicks. But I really don't know how to talk to this one. She's got me reading books on how to be a charmer. I called up my mama and I was like, Wallet, I'd like to call her sometime. I'd like to hold her sometime. I'd like to tell her the sun shines. And if you don't know what to say, then I have to ask, have you ever loved? Have you ever loved foolishly? Have you ever loved even though it was ugly? Well, I did. You see, there's this light-skinned chick from Matri. This light-skinned chick from Matri who did things to me. She moved pieces of me that I didn't think the world could see. She touched my hand without touching it, just by looking at it. She kissed me just by moving her lips and smiling. We took walks to parks we'd never been to just by looking at each other. You see, she never had to tell me she loved me. I could see it in the way she looked at me. She never had to tell me she loved me because I crossed the bridge from my mind to her mind, and I know she loves me. She sat me down and told me she was depressed. She sat me down and told me depression was having dinner and her mind was the main meal. So I had to settle to only having pieces of her. I could only have the hands, I could only have the shoulders, I could only have the elbows, I could only have the eyes and smile. You see, this kind of love is sick. But this kind of love is also beautiful. So I don't care. I don't care if you say it's stupid. I don't care if you say it's foolish, because I love her either way, man. And I know people say I talk about love too much. They say I take cheap human emotions and dress them up with fancy metaphors and similes. They say your kisses aren't handshakes of my soul. That I'm a black man, so sex should be my only goal. That these moments where your hand lays on top of mine and we recline into each other, that these moments don't count. But I tell them it's the seconds, minutes, and hours that don't count. I tell them it's these moments that count, where my tongue is a dancer, moving across teeth and saliva until the words I love you can be heard. I tell them it's these moments that count, where we sit in complete darkness and discuss love that lights up completely private parts. When we love each other, those moments when you remind me that sex is a conversation between two bodies that love each other, that climb into each other, lay with each other and smile. People say I talk about love too much. They say I spend way too much time rhyming when getting laid is all about timing, but I prefer to spend my time climbing into conversations with you on Facebook, WhatsApp, and BBM, and then I compare these moments to butterflies, drifting and sweet and sexy, when those moments where words are neatly and softly packed into the tiny space of air between my lips and your ear. Baby, You and I play sexual games. You and I give our private parts names. You and I are the tiny space between beauty and magic. You tell me to kiss you until you're wet like a cheek, and it's tears of joy. I never regret any moment spent with you, because as long as I'm with you, it'll never feel like I talk enough. Baby, people say I talk about love too much, but I honestly don't care.